Good evening and welcome to the Alan Osborne Show. It's Memorial Day, and although my shows are usually uh, pretty driven towards some rough facts, this weekend actually is really a time for me to think about a lot of things. In my life, for you who don't know, most of my life was spent in the Department of Defense doing something for about 35 years. And so today, and especially tomorrow, not just celebrating, I'll be thinking of some of my friends who are laying now in Arlington for the name of the Constitution and a belief that we're all free and equal. So to Plash and Scooter, Plummer, JB, Howie, Bose, Brooks, and a bunch of other fellas, those come to mind the most, uh, I think of you and your ultimate sacrifice to defend freedom. This this weekend, this is for you. It's a time of remembrance. It's a Memorial Day. And to the men and women who came before me and all the great wars that kept us free as Americans, I hope it's not lost in this higher education system that doesn't seem to be care about history. It's more concerned about how many bathrooms. But we'll all be doomed to repeat it if we don't see what's going on in America today. And it's a damn sad state of affairs, really, that we have to put up with in this world. So without ado, I salute you guys who gave the ultimate sacrifice, who stayed on the battlefields, and to the men and women who served before me, thank you for the privilege to be born into a free country where people have a chance based on their effort in life and not just their status symbol or their relations and DNA. At least that's what the process believes. Isn't that right, folks? That the system's all fair. It's only as fair as we hold it accountable for. In the end, for all it has to do for the system to fail and for the beliefs to fail is for good people to stand by and do nothing. And we need you to vote this fall. So without that, let's get into some interesting things going on. So for those of you who are tired of the Chaz Galloway saga, and everybody keeps asking me, have you seen what Chaz wrote about you and Suzanne? Or watched what he wrote about you on TikTok? And my answer, of course not. I'm not even on TikTok. That's some Chinese bullshit. Hadn't y'all been following the news? I don't want everybody in the world going through my private affairs like they say TikTok does. So no, I'm not signed for it. And really, you think I give a shit what Chaz Galloway wants? Let's think about what Chaz Galloway has done. He's filed for office. He's lost. He's been on both sides of the fence. Hell, he's the one that convinced me to start doing TV shows. For y'all, for those of you that hate me, thank Chaz Galloway. If you hate this show, you can thank him. He gave me the idea. There's your credit, Chaz. But anyway, but Chaz has been employed by several of the politicians, and I guess he changed his last complaint hotline number. So if you're tired of these emails, if you're tired of the lies, and no, I didn't write those articles about Peter Dragon or Doc, whatever it is named, that Z boy that's come up out of nothing. Hey, Zamunda or Fumunda, whatever you are, from under somebody's armpits. Hey, listen, you ain't never been to a meeting. Chaz Galloway is who you're associated with. We don't know who the hell you are coming from Dothan. You people that run for office that have never been to a meeting, and I'll go into some other stuff like that. You don't think you suddenly became concerned enough to run, but you were never concerned enough to walk to the podium and voice your displeasure with the government? That just does that pass the smell test? It really doesn't. I mean, I mean, I've got a text where Chuck Wilder's beating up uh, Brad Drake over how he answered a veteran, which was really a staged event by some fat preacher. That's who I'm talking to you, Reverend. God, makes me ashamed to be Episcopalian to watch you up there groveling for free food, subsidized food and subsidized golf. You fat, you fat chunk. You don't need any more subsidized food or golf. God, that's sad. That's the only thing that reverend's ever showed up with at a public meeting is to defend subsidized food and golf. What a Democrat. God. Anyway, Just call this number if you don't like all this crap that Chaz is doing. And guess what happened? The BCC passed and I'll put that post out on social media, maybe in a show. The BCC said you can't use the county seal. Well, guess who was using the county seal this week? Apparently, Chaz trying to talk people that he was me. I mean, you just can't make this kind of shit up. Let's see if I can find that stuff. So, Chaz, I, it's, Chaz, you're really sad, man. You're fucking sad. It's bad. It's bad. So he says, I got this email. I'll find it here. Let's see here. So Chaz has a picture of him and the county seal, which supposedly you can't use. It's got a picture of him and Tony Anderson. I guess that fat bald guy is Chuck Wilder, and Trey and Chaz right in the middle of them. And that's the truest thing you've ever seen. I'll see if I can get this damn thing to show on camera. You see that picture right there? There's the Walton County seal that you're not supposed to use to publicize stuff. And here is putting it in there. So they just made a law about that. So is Chaz gonna, are they gonna do anything to Chaz? Well, no, because Tony and them are in on it. They're not gonna do nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? They just ain't gonna do it. Sorry, unfocus this thing for a second. Hold on. There we go. I guess I jacked it up. Anyway, so we're going to start sending out updated numbers of how to get a hold of this campaign manager who's sending you all this unwanted stuff with information he stole as a county employee. And now he's breaking the rules over the ordinance that they just passed. But will Clay do anything to him? Will the BCC vote to do anything to him? Hell no. He's running half the campaigns. He was a candidate. Now he's the campaign manager. You just can't make this shit up. And I'll tell you what else is going to happen. I understand McCormick's going to do what his parents should have done a long time ago, and he is going to pull out. He's going to quit, just like he quit as chairman, and like he quit being a good cop. He never did what he said he was going to do over Sandestin. He just quits, and that's what he is. Because he knows he's going to be beat, so my understanding is shithead, has promised him the second job that he's going to get. You can't make this shit up. So Boots is going to try to help out Trey by proving to everybody that he knows he's going to lose. Remember in that meeting where Boots got all cocky and said, we'll see who wins. Hell, we'll see who quits, just like he did as chairman. Who the hell needs a quitter? We don't. He's already going to get beat. But go ahead and quit, Boots. We know you're a quitter. And I just wanted to point it out to everybody that exactly what I said you do is what you're going to do. Absolutely nothing. Just quit. So it is what it is. What else is going on out there? Just, nothing ever happened with old Hurley and the Funiac Springs. Hurley, quit telling people you did all you could. I've never heard such bullshit. You're pathetic. You didn't even interview somebody who was accused of breaking 3 laws. Good God, go eat another pork chop and get some plastic surgery on that dent in your head, because it's obviously damaged you when somebody poked you in the head. How dare you try to patronize people? We know exactly what you did, and to hell with you for asking people who I was. What does who I am have to do with anything about getting a fair investigation in America? Apparently, it has everything to do with what's going on, and that is the problem, isn't it? Can you make this stuff? So we got Boots quitting. We got Dr. Z, who I guess, or whoever the hell he is, Zamunda, some chiropractor dude who's never been to anything. He was also associated with Chaz as a probably shipman. I mean, this is horrible. You can't. Would you guys, and Chuck Wilder. Chuck, you said something about the way Brad talked to a veteran at the podium. At least Brad answered the guy. At least he cared enough to tell the dude that he felt he had a financial obligation as an elected official to make sure that they weren't participating in something that they shouldn't have. And then Wilder attacks Brad Drake over it because the guy's a veteran. What the fuck do you know about being a veteran, Chuck? Looked like the only thing you guarded was the buffet line. Or you need to be in line at the hair club for men. But how dare you speak like that? I've been there. I was in Afghanistan when the fucking rules were broke. Chuck, you ain't never stood up for nothing. You're just grandstanding and gaslighting him because you're running for office. What a piece of shit. You're the same piece of shit who came to hear me speak at the Freeport Republicans Club and had the guts to hang back there with. And he's the same piece of shit. He ran Boots' campaign. This inbreeding of our politicians has got to stop. The family tree has become a stick in Walton County, and you can't make this shit up. Hold on, let me show you something else. Hang on here. Well, who's this outside a recent meeting? It's Tony Anderson's son and Trey Nick and Chaz Galloway sharing information. 3 blind mice, little men. Yeah, of stature and intelligence. But at this time, Chaz is supposed to be running against his daddy. And why is Trey talking to Chaz? I mean, you can't make this shit up. So let's go over who's associated with Chaz. We know who Chaz is. He's a guy who quit. He's a guy who stole all our information from the county, according to these reports we got, and nothing happened to him. He's grade A certified by the Godwins as good to go for county business. And Mikey's not about to do anything because he knows what kind of pictures that Chaz has possessed of people close to the sheriff. So that's where Chaz falls in. He was a district candidate and he has quit. And you know, and now he's apparently involved in 3 different commissioners. He's like his own PAC, a PAC that I understand personally has IRS debts in excess of 6 figures and lives in a house that his mommy helped him with. Is that who you want running your county? Is it? Hey, you just can't make this shit up. Not on Memorial Day. What you see here is 3 people who've never served the Constitution, who are quite willing to help themselves and a bunch of other people use it for their own personal gain. It's nefarious. Folks, this is part of the problem right here. Phony Anderson is owned and has ruined part of South Walton. You 38 people, you think this guy represents you? He ain't got shit invested in his whole district. Don't own shit that I know of. Phony Anderson. If you pick Tony, we'll all get a phony. And we'll get Gary Shipman and other developers actually running our county. Lawyers who have never been elected. Do you trust a bunch of Walton County lawyers to do what's in your best interest? Shit. If you do, I got some oceanfront property in Arizona that George Strait's been trying to peddle for years and years. Listen, Phony Anderson, Lucky Chucky Wilder, Boots' cousin, Trey Nick, Grease Pit Nick, who got us into how many lawsuits, Nick? And Nick, I'm just filing some other paperwork here on your financials. I think they got some issues, so expect to see that soon. You can't make this up on a Memorial Day, and it's sad that I have to talk about the abuse of a Constitution while I'm trying to remember the people I've lost. To you veterans out there, thank you. I know a lot of you are thinking I don't know if you realize it if you haven't been in the service, but pretty much since 1991, American servicemen and women have been forward deployed to combat and war zones almost continually, and especially since 9/11. So you think about there's somebody you know out there and some family you know out there and paid the ultimate sacrifice. And if you don't believe me and you're a Walton County resident, have a look on down to Paget Park and think of Timmy tomorrow who paid the ultimate sacrifice for you. If you're a Walton County citizen and have a long history, Mr. Paget had a long history from Walton County and he paid the ultimate sacrifice. Look at the gold stars on the wall in your county offices and wonder how many of those families do you know somebody who's personally attached. Read the accounts of Mad Dog, the ultimate soldier, who was from Walton County. He's on your wall. I'm going to make you go look it up and not give him your name. You can look him up on YouTube. The deeds of people present and the past are what counts in America, not just words on paper. Because without those deeds and without the people and without the belief to enforce the Constitution, we are nothing as Americans. It's critical this year. We've got coming up on August, not just the national election in November. August is a pivotal time in Walton County. So if you're sick of status quo, if you're sick of the good old boys, if you're sick on different rules for the elected and connected, now's your chance in office to make a difference, or your chance to change the offices and make a difference. We must get rid of these people, and we must stop status quo. There's employees who've testified they live in fear and can't wait to retire. Is that any kind of system for one of the largest employers in Walton County? And an employer of the people and supposedly by the people. But is it for the people? I say not right now. And it's time to get rid of these people. Till next time, on Memorial Day, think of somebody and some family who paid the ultimate sacrifice. You don't undo that. And without those people, there would be no America. We rest on the deeds and the acts of those who came before us. Till next time, you can't make this shit up in Walton County, but you can unelect it, and you can make a difference. I'm Alan Osborne. I'll see you next time.